My name is Carson McKee, and thank you for attending my TED Talk. Today we will be learning about education in public schools. So as I developed and went through puberty, I experienced many changes. I also went through sex education, and through sex education, I learned about my developing body, about where hair would grow in areas I did not know hair would grow. I learned plenty of things that ultimately helped me become a successful me. Sex education, and how does that impact you? You are an important person, and how does this sex education impact you? Well, it's quite simple. It's going to affect your family. If you have a child, if you have a niece, daughter, anything, this is going to affect them. They are going to go through the public school system likely, and they are going to experience sex education, and this is going to make or break how they deal with their issues of their body when they are an adult, and that is very vital. So student support of sex education is widespread. My Dome, for example, expresses her deepest sympathies of sex education in the Oakland County School District. She expresses that sex education by students is deeply desired. They love sex education because they want to learn about their bodies. They want to learn about STIs. They want to learn about these things in order to better protect themselves, in order to learn that what is going on in their bodies. Arguably, the most important point is parental support of sex education. Parental support of sex education is widespread, as just like student support. 93% of parents agree with sex education in high school, and 93.5% of parents support sex education in middle school. These are astronomical levels of support. This is a super majority of people believe in sex education. Although there is a disparity in demographics who believe in sex education, like Democrats tend to support sex education more than Republicans, still there is an overwhelming majority by all demographics that sex education is a net benefit. So in modern day society, we are taught that sex education or sex is rampant, and that students are, having sex everywhere. They're having sex at parks, schools, work, everywhere, ball pits, anywhere you've been, sex is occurring by students. They're having sex everywhere, but that is simply unfounded. Virginity rates among 12th graders in 1991 was 33.3%. That increased in 2019 to 43.3%, a 10% increase. So despite the fact that sex culture is believed to increase, virginity rates actually have been increasing. So that is an inherent contradiction, that sex culture is widespread when virginity rates actually have been increasing, in a complete contradiction and fallacy that sex culture is actually widespread and prominent among the American culture. So as we've established, students support sex education overwhelmingly, as well as parents, and that sex culture is a myth. So what group of people would push against sex education in public schools? Simple, religious groups. These religious groups tend to be Christians, Buddhists, any group that villainizes sex. These groups tend to believe that sex is between a man and a woman, and that they need to be married as well as to have sex in order to make a child, and that's it. They cannot have sex outside of marriage. They cannot have sex for pleasure or anything like that. It's only to conceive a child, and under those certain conditions. The Vatican, for example, they villainize sex education, saying that it's very immoral and that sex education promotes condom culture, which is basically sex culture, and that is simply unfounded, as mentioned previously. These religious groups tend to neglect, they are going against the will of the majority. They believe they are more important than the will of the majority of Americans. They are more important than the American people. Who are they to believe they are more important, more vital to Americans than the people? They think they are better than the people and more moral than the people. But what's true is that students and parents know what's best for their children, not just religious groups. They are trying to out parents as terrible parents by them believing in sex education. And that is simply disgusting, a spit in the face. So what would happen if sex education was gone? There's no sex education tomorrow. Things like people would be informed. This uninformation would promote a cascade of plenty of negative effects, like unsafe sex. This unsafe sex promotes many side effects like STIs, pregnancy, and this would ultimately ruin lives. If, for example, you're 16, you're pregnant, and you don't have a job, you're done for. You can't do anything. You're 16, pregnant. What are you gonna do? You can like toss out the baby, or if you don't toss out the baby, you got to deal with the consequences, and that is very, very harmful. It can be very harmful if people are not able to make informed decisions, like using a condom to prevent insemination and pregnancy. So sex education is vital to heed to the will of the majority, as well as protect children, so that they are as well as to inform children so they are protected and can make informed decisions about their body. So I call on to you, the people. We need to fight. We need to fight what's right for our children. We need to fight so that every student has equal access to sex education, and that all students, every single one, can have the opportunity to be informed and make informed decisions about their bodies. These are my sites. Thank you.